Hey there, Virgo. Welcome to your reading for the week of August 22nd. We're just going to jump right in here. This card really wanted to come out. It stuck to my hand. It's Seven of Wands. Very interesting. I'm actually going to reshuffle, but welcome to your reading. We're going to take a look at what's going on for you this week. We're actually going to go kick it old school, and we're going to start off in this first row with your current general energies, and that's what we're going to look at in this first row. And then in your second row, we're going to look at any messages from your future self. And this reading is already looking really nice. I like where this is going. In your next row, we're going to look at anything unexpected that could be coming in for you this week. And then in your last row, we're going to look at any messages from your guides. On top of all that, at the end, I am going to pull 3 yes or no question cards, and I will give you time to pause the reading so you can think about your questions. Then I'm going to answer your questions. In your first row here, you start off with this Venus card. It says Beloved on it. Pretty much every single reading this week I've done so far has had a major focus on kind of following your heart or really making sure you're putting energy into the things that you do love. I feel like there's a lot of distraction right now, just in general in the world, and I would be careful of getting distracted or being pulled into things that aren't heart-based. And that's really where I feel like the readings are kind of going, maybe, is that the universe is just trying to get people to be more heart-based instead of being like fear-based or, you know, whatever else is going on here. It seems to be a really good week for love too, which is kind of weird. So, you know, there could be love, like all of a sudden there's been a bunch of love that kind of has been popping up in the readings. And this does happen from time to time with me, where it's just like all of a sudden, like, love shows up. And to me, I think love is always available to us. I don't think, you know, tarot obviously doesn't control our love life. I know some people think it does, but it doesn't. And what I would say here is that there could be love coming in for you. You have the Four of Wands, Two of Pentacles, and you showing up as the Hermit here. The Four of Wands is a card of accomplishment. It's kind of like a card of completion as well. It can come up when we are wrapping up projects or when we're finishing something, and I do get that feeling for you here. You have the World right next to it in the next row, so it kind of gives me the feelings of accomplishment or finishing something up, Virgo, and I feel like you'll be happy. It seems like you've been very busy recently, and I feel that some of you are kind of, it's kind of funny because I don't actually think you're getting any less busy, is what I feel like saying here, Virgo. But what I would say is I feel like you're just getting better at where you put your energy. Two of Pentacles is still pretty busy. Two of Pentacles is a card of spinning plates, having a lot to do. But I feel like you're getting more focused, is what I would say here. Maybe you're still working hard. Maybe you're still putting a lot of energy into the things that you work on because you care about them. But again, I feel like they're more heart-based, the things that you are working on, the things that you care about. Two of Pentacles is like this figure 8, like the infinity symbol, and it's kind of striking me as the energy that you put into whatever it is that you work on. So I feel that for a lot of you, you're making sure that you get energy back from the things you work on. It's kind of giving me the vibes of things being more fulfilling as well, which I definitely love. You have the Hermit here, which is you showing up in the reading, Virgo. So I feel like, again, you're showing up in a very strong position. You know, when you show up as yourself, it puts you in a position of power and strength. But I also feel it's saying that you've maybe gone through a period of time where you felt a little bit more like on the scattered side of things. Things are becoming clearer and clearer and clearer for you. Literally, I feel like day by day. And I said this to someone else last week. It might have been you. I don't remember. But it's kind of weird because it's like literally I feel you can see it. Day by day, things become a little bit more clear in your life. Let's clarify this. With the Four of Wands, you have the Knight of Swords. I definitely wouldn't rush. A lot of rushing energy this week. I feel, you know, sometimes when we're in a little bit of discomfort, I feel like we want to run away from it, obviously. And I do feel this is saying no rushing at this time and no quick solutions. I feel, you know, I've been saying it all 2022 that I feel it's a really bad year for get rich quick or, you know, any get rich quick schemes or anything that makes it seem like something could be solved very, very quickly. Again, with Uranus and Taurus wants the slow, methodical approach. The bad news with that is that it's slow and methodical. I would say the good news is that it lasts for a very long period of time. So it's like, there might be some issues in your finances, and maybe you're trying to grow your finances, and maybe you're working on something that is slow, methodical, that's working, but it's like maybe you're not a millionaire overnight, right? And this energy to me is saying you're going to get there, and it might be a little slow, but here's the difference. Instead of like making $1 million and then losing it all to some, you know, crazy drunken binge in Las Vegas, you'll actually be able to hold on to the money, and you'll be able to keep it for a long time, and you'll be able to continue making it for a long time as well. So I think that slow, methodical approach is actually truly much faster than just rushing to a finish line with that Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords, he is stressing this horse out. This horse, look at that horse. It looks stressed out. So to me, it's a card of needing to make sure that you're not rushing. With the Two of Pentacles, you have the Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups is having a lot of options, but again, it's funny because I feel like you're becoming more focused. It's like you're seeing the things that are good for you and you're seeing the things that are bad for you. You can see that in some of those cups, there are some good things. In some of those cups, there are some bad things. And I just feel, again, that you are seeing what's good for you, you're seeing what's bad for you, and you're putting more of your energy, obviously, into things that are good for you, more heart-based. With the Hermit, Ace of Wands, feeling inspired. Ace of Wands is in with the new, out with the old, kind of represents a passionate new beginning. So again, I feel for some of you, you're feeling like hope. You're feeling hopeful about the future. I feel like you're feeling hopeful about any new directions or any new inspirations that you're receiving at this time. Pretty straightforward. Love it. Next, in the area of messages from your future self, you have this fixed moon card. It says, hold your vision. I'm a big, huge fan of doing this right now. I feel that pretty much all of us, we should all have some sort of vision for our future, something that we want to accomplish. Could be anything. Could be like getting married and having kids. It could be starting a business. It could be writing a book. It should be something, right? Whatever it is. And what I would say is, with Neptune and Pisces, I would take whatever your vision is, I would multiply it by 1,000. And then what I would do is I would maintain that vision of multiplying it by 1,000. At first, your brain is going to tell you there's no way in hell you'll be able to accomplish it. But, after brainwashing yourself for like a while, then you're going to start to believe it. Here's the thing with Neptune and Pisces. Are you going to manifest the 1,000x version of your best self or whatever you're trying to create? Probably not. But if you get the 100x version, much better than what you originally wanted. So with Neptune and Pisces, the one benefit is I feel like we all have the opportunity to exceed our own expectations. But again, we have to go a little bit crazy, kind of dream super big. Maybe we only get this much, still a lot more than, this much, which is probably what we wanted in the first place. So, one of my favorite people of all time, Les Brown says, better to aim high and miss than it is to aim low and hit. So, that is definitely Neptune and Pisces for sure. You have the World, the Magician, and the Eight of Cups showing up here. The World is a card of success and accomplishment. You can also see that it's a portal card as well. You have two portal cards right next to each other, the Four of Wands and the World. There's a portal right here in the middle. And I feel like you're birthing into a new world. I'm also pretty sure that I've been talking a lot about attention in your readings. On this World card, you can see that there's a lot of people behind her. And so for those of you that work in like social media, or if you're trying to grow a following or, starting a YouTube channel or something like that, I feel like this is a very good card for you in general. The Magician, I feel, is saying use your powers of manifestation to get the things you want. And I feel your future self is also saying here that you have much more than, you have many more tools than you realize. I would start looking at all the tools that you have. The other thing that's popping into my head is sometimes I think people discount their information, meaning that maybe you have some experiences that you want to put in a book or that you want to share on YouTube or whatever. And you could be saying to yourself, this is very normal, or you could be saying, this isn't very exciting. But I feel like this is saying, don't discount your stories. Don't discount your own story, what you've been through, because I feel like it's valuable to somebody or many, many people. And that's what you need to realize here, is that I feel like you have, I don't feel any traditional messages on the Magician other than the fact that I feel like each one of those tools, he has mastery over all the suits in the tarot. And I feel like this is your higher self or your future self, whatever you want to call it, kind of saying you have all these stories maybe inside of you that could be helpful in getting a job, getting a promotion, or, starting a YouTube channel or something like that. And I feel like you need to share those stories. It's like they're going to be much more valuable than you realize. I don't know. That's going to make sense to somebody. Next, you have the Eight of Cups. Eight of Cups is, of course, about walking away from things that no longer serve you. Really, I feel like you're walking towards fulfillment. As I always say, Eight of Cups is really a card of kind of walking towards something that is very fulfilling or could be very fulfilling to you. We're going to clarify this and see where this part is going. With the World, you have the Page of Pentacles. Good news coming in for you. Everybody's had the Page of Pentacles this week, and so there could be some good news or just more news coming in for you with this energy. With the Magician, you have the Three of Pentacles. Teamwork makes the dream work, of course. I would be doing anything you possibly can to co-create with, as many people as you possibly can as well. As I always like to remind people, co-creation could also just be you sharing a story. You are co-creating with the people who benefit from your stories or from the things that you share, from sharing your experience. So, I think that co-creation doesn't necessarily mean that we're working with people. It could also be creating something. If you create a piece of art that someone enjoys, or if you write a book that someone enjoys, then you're co-creating, because you're co-creating with that person. And I feel anything you can do to co-create would be very beneficial. I talk about this a lot because I believe we're entering into a time of co-creation. And if we work together with other people, we're going to create a lot of abundance. So that's why you should do it. With the Eight of Cups, you have the Two of Pentacles again. So, I feel you're just, again, exactly what I said earlier, putting your energy into things that matter to you, matter to your heart, all that other stuff. In the area of the unexpected, you have this serendipity card. It's pretty crazy because Pisces, your opposite sign, had something very similar. Seems to be an energy that's kind of floating around right now, that I feel once you get started on the things that you really want to, work, I feel like they're just going to work. Things are going to fall into place. I also feel if you already have a career, job, business, or if you're working on projects, like when you're working on the right things, things are just going to fall into place with the serendipity card. I feel like the people, places, things, experiences you need to guide you forward are just going to start, kind of falling into place like very quickly. And that's what I feel is unexpected here, or that's what could be unexpected this week. You have the Five of Wands, the Temperance card, and the Six of Pentacles. I would definitely be careful of like arguments and things like that with the Five of Wands. It is popping into my head with this Five of Wands. Five of Wands is a card of conflict and competition, but I also feel that I do feel it is saying like be careful of any arguments in the home or arguing with people that you shouldn't be arguing with, because it's just going to cause a headache. Like I would avoid all that stuff with this energy. I do also feel that what could be unexpected, maybe not right now, but in the future, is I feel some of you could be entering into an area of life where there's like a lot of competition. You could be, I always say to people like on YouTube, people always say, I want to start a YouTube channel, but there's a lot of people on YouTube. I'm like, yeah, but here's the thing. It doesn't matter how much competition there is. If you're meant to do something, I truly believe that there could be billions of people doing it and wouldn't matter because you're meant to do it. So then there really won't be any competition. But I feel for some of you, you could be entering into a competitive, field, but it's almost like not competition for you, which is a good thing. Next, you have the Temperance card. Temperance is turning a negative into a positive or a positive into a negative. Take it how it resonates, right? We can go both directions with the Temperance card. But I do feel some of you could be surprising yourself with how quickly you're able to create a turnaround with the Temperance card. And also, I would say I feel like what could be unexpected is how something is transforming in your life. It is popping to my head, but we're going to have to look into that. Next, you have the Six of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles is equal give and take. So again, this reading has a major focus on where you put your energy, which we've pretty much been talking about this entire time. So I would make sure you're putting your energy into things that return energy to you, and I feel like you're going to have a great week. It's pretty simple. With the Five of Wands, you have the Eight of Cups again, so walking away from things that no longer serve you. I'm trying to see what's in this row right here. I do feel like some of you could be cutting. I do feel that there could be a little conflict. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'd say especially in relationships, if you have a relationship or, if you're in love with a person or were in love with a person, number one, I wouldn't argue. Mars retrograde year, super bad for arguing and things like that. But I do feel some of you could be noticing how someone maybe is an energy vampire, sucks energy away from you. And that's what it looks like you're removing from your life. With the Temperance card, you have the Death card, definitely a transformation coming in for you. So I do feel you're making some big time changes in your life. With the Six of Pentacles, you have the Justice card, equal give and take again. Justice is cause and effect, doesn't even want to focus. Like justice is where you put your energy, what do you get back? So I definitely like this energy. I feel like you're being very fair and balanced as well this week. Justice is kind of about looking at things from a neutral perspective. I feel that would be beneficial for you, in all areas of your life, but it is popping into my head financially. Maybe there are some things in business where you have felt one way or the other about them. like maybe some ways of making money or some techniques or something like that. Maybe you felt something is not good, but maybe it actually is good. So I feel kind of balancing things out and looking at things objectively, especially in business, could be very beneficial for you here. Next, in the area of messages from your guides, you have the Whale. Again, another card that really tells me that you're capable of much more, like when we were talking about Neptune and Pisces. The Whale kind of represents great depth, and I do feel this is very deep here, Virgo, but I feel you need to kind of explore the depths of a situation. And that's what your guides are encouraging you to do. I feel like it's saying, like, how high can you, not really how deep can you go, but how high can you go in something. I'm really getting height, not depth, which is interesting as well, even though this does represent depth. I read intuitively. And so for some of you, I feel like it's saying that, you should be trying to accomplish as much as you can because, I don't know, probably it's important for co-creation purposes, right? You have the Queen of Cups, the Ten of Swords, and the Page of Swords here. Everybody's had the Queen of Cups this week, and Queen of Cups is all about your emotions and kind of the thing where you put your heart, which we talked about in the beginning of your reading. So that is clearly going to be very important for you. This could also represent the mother. So for some of you, again, if you happen to have a mother, which we all do, or if you have like a mother of your children, I would be careful of arguing with that person or getting into any, arguments. And again, take it how it resonates. It could be the father of the children, right? Maybe a stepmother or something like that is popping into my head. I don't know. It just doesn't look good to me. So I would just avoid arguments at all. It doesn't even seem like a big deal is what I'm saying. I feel this reading is saying if you avoid it, then just don't take part in it, then things will be fine. And that's exactly what I would do here. Next, you have the Ten of Swords. Something is dead, done, over with in your life. I feel like some of you need to not be afraid to go back on your word is what I would say here. Very interesting. Sometimes I feel, especially nowadays where it's like everybody thinks that we have to think all the same our whole entire life and we can't change our mind. I feel like you need to be okay changing your mind with this Ten of Swords. Literally, that's what's popping into my head. And, this is coming from your guides. It's like maybe you've said things in the past and now you're kind of going the other direction. And maybe people look at this as flip-flopping, but number one, I don't care. Personally, I wouldn't care what people think. But number two, it's like I think you shouldn't care what people think if you're flip-flopping or whatever. It's like we're allowed to evolve. We're allowed to change our mind. We're allowed to, learn new things. I think that we've entered into this weird space where it's almost like people are acting as if we're all static beings that never change, right? And we're not allowed to change our mind about things. And so I wouldn't be afraid to do that, especially if you have like a business and maybe you once believed something in your business, but now your beliefs have changed and maybe your mantra or maybe your vision for your business is changing because of it. Definitely get this for somebody out there. I feel like this is a good thing. Could be the same thing in relationships or, take it how it resonates. But again, I feel like you need to be, this is asking you to be okay with other people not being okay with the change you make. But again, are they paying your bills? Are they, taking care of your health or anything else in your life? No. So wouldn't worry what they think. And finally, you have the Page of Swords. I feel like you're entering into a time of exploration. I think it would be a good time for you to be curious about new opportunities as well with the Page of Swords. I don't know what the problem is today, but anyway, I would be open to trying new things with the Page of Swords. Page of Swords is my card of kind of being a detective. It's like if something captures your attention or captures your mind, like if you start suddenly becoming interested in something, could be anything. Page of Swords says look into it because you never know. And it could lead to some like answers for pretty much anything. Let's see. With the Queen of Cups, you have the Four of Cups. Four of Cups is talking about disappointments. Again, I do feel some of you could be having a problem seeing eye to eye with a person in your life. Again, I don't think this is saying completely avoid it. I do feel it's saying definitely no arguments, number one. Number two, I would say that maybe this is something where you have to go back to the drawing board. Maybe you're trying to come to an agreement in like a divorce situation or child custody situation, or maybe something's already happened, right? I feel like this is saying, this week, maybe it would be best to withdraw and just kind of come up with some ideas on your own and just see what kind of answers you get instead of jumping into a confrontation that doesn't need to happen. With the Ten of Swords, you have the Nine of Cups. Fulfillment, leaving something behind, clearly walking away from something or cutting something out is going to lead to fulfillment. So I do feel there's like a lot of fulfillment coming in for you with the Nine of Cups and happiness as well. And finally, with the Page of Swords, you have the Wheel of Fortune. Love it. Turn around. And also a lot of luck coming in for you. That Serendipity card that you have here is also a card of luck. So definitely heading in the right direction here, Virgo. I like where this is going. But let's see where we'll take time. We're going to ask 3 questions where I'm going with this. We're going to do 1, 2, and 3. Feel free to pause this reading if you need time to think of your questions, but 1, 2, and 3. And we're going to get started. So for question number 1, I would say no. I feel like this is toxic, whatever it is, and probably steals energy from you. So I would say no, plain and simple. For question number 2, I would say yes, especially if you go for it. Queen of Wands is about being bold and being assertive. I feel like I say this to you all the time, Virgo. So whatever you're asking about, if you really go for it, then yes, you will be successful. If you don't, then you won't. And finally, for question number 3, yes, definitely. You get the Magician a lot. And again, I feel like that Magician is talking about kind of like the tools that you use to accomplish something. And I would also use the power of your words to accomplish things as well. But pretty interesting reading. I like this. A lot of luck here as well. So thank you for being here, Virgo. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your Sun, Moon, and Rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your week.